Scorch Dragon versus Storm Dragon. The title itself reads like myth, but make no mistake, this is no legend from the past. This is a battle carved into the future, where the fire of old rivalries reignites to challenge everything we've come to believe about strength, loyalty, and the burdens of power. For Veldora, it was supposed to be just another day beneath the earth, cloaked in the near-invincible sanctuary of the labyrinth, where time stretched and battles were simulations, not survival. But when the skies above turned crimson and the air itself grew heavy with presence, the illusion of safety shattered. Velgrynd, the flame dragon, his sister, a name that carried both nostalgia and fear, now loomed as a threat, not just to his pride, but to everything he had grown to care about. He muttered her name like a curse softened by memory. Ah, my sister. Gone was the cocky thunder of the storm dragon. In its place, uncertainty. The others noticed. Even Ramirez, loud and chaotic as ever, knew this wasn't a time for her usual antics. Beretta's calculated voice tried to steady the trembling web of nerves in the control center, but it was clear, nobody was ready for Velgrynd. And then, the first twist. Velgrynd wasn't here to talk. She was here to force. With a single attack, she annihilated over 50 floors of the labyrinth. 50. The so-called indestructible fortress, reduced to trembling dust. This was no demonstration. It was domination. A single spear of crimson energy tore through the very fabric of what they believed was untouchable. Even Veldora couldn't hide behind his boisterous laugh anymore. Rimuru was absent. The marvels were asleep. The time for stalling had ended. Yet, amidst the chaos, an emotional shift took hold. Veldora remembered his training, his growth, the countless observations within Rimuru's body, the silent evolution of thought and form. He wasn't just a force of nature anymore. He was a being who had learned, and that learning had given him something more terrifying than raw power, clarity. He stepped out, not with arrogance, but with purpose. The moment he left the labyrinth, the atmosphere cracked open like a glass veil shattered by thunder. Velgrynd, in her human form, greeted him with a cold smile, like an older sibling both impressed and disappointed. She offered him a place at her side, cloaked in honeyed threats and conditional promises. And for a heartbeat, it seemed like she truly believed he might bend. But Veldora had changed. He refused, not as the reckless dragon who used to challenge everything on a whim, but as someone who now understood what he was protecting and why it mattered. The labyrinth, his comrades, Rimuru, himself. Even his once pathetic fear had been transmuted into something new. Rage. Not uncontrolled fury, but a focused storm born from witnessing his precious gifts like Rimuru's entrusted outfit burned before his eyes. It wasn't about pride anymore. It was about respect. For himself. For the journey that led him here. And then came the visual layer. The transformation. Black lightning surged. The storm dragon took his true form. Vast. Terrifying. Beautiful in the way only natural disasters can be. Velgrynd responded in kind, unveiling her crimson majesty. Their forms mirrored the elements themselves, uncompromising, divine, unforgiving. But the most haunting part wasn't the clash. It was the revelation Velgrynd held inside. She hadn't come alone. She had come as an agent of domination, a pawn of Emperor Rudra. Her true goal? Subjugate Veldora, make him a weapon in Ludora's hand. Not out of malice, but out of belief. Belief that domination was the only way to ensure order in this twisted world. That revelation cracks something wide open. Not just the sky, not just the battlefield, but you. Because for a moment you realize, this isn't just about dragons. It's about ideology. It's about Rimuru's freedom versus Rudra's control. The battle itself becomes secondary. What really burns is the why. Velgrynd fights not because she hates her brother, but because she believes he must be broken to be useful. Veldora fights not just because he must, but because he chooses to. And that single distinction is everything. So when fists and flame collided, when wind howled against fire, it wasn't just power testing power. It was will against will, identity against control. And amidst that, Veldora finds something rare, a moment of pure selfhood. No longer the weakest of the true dragons, not yet the strongest. But now, a sovereign in his own right.